After an ankle sprain, we'll often recommend that you tape your ankle. This video is going to help to teach you to either tape your own ankle, or a partner or a friend you'll be able to tape their ankle for. You need to check with the patient whether they've got any allergies to tape, or they may have a history of allergies to Band-Aids. If that's the case, you'll need to use a hypoallergenic under tape, such as this. You need to make sure that you cover all the area of the skin that the rigid tape is going to touch with the hypoallergenic tape underneath. The first thing we need to do before we tape the patient's ankle is make sure that their ankle is in roughly a right angle, like this. If the person doesn't have allergies, you can apply the rigid strapping tape straight on the skin. The first thing you need to do is start with an anchor. So an anchor just goes around the back of the ankle as so. Make sure that when you do this, you don't do it too tight, because it'll squeeze the Achilles tendon at the back and cause them a bit of pain. If the person's injury is one where they've rolled their ankle inwards, which is most common, what you're going to want to try and do with the taping is to stop it from going in. You're going to want to tape them in the opposite direction, which means with the next bit of tape, you need to start on the inside of their ankle. If you rub the tape on like that, it warms it up and it helps it to stick a little bit. So you start on the inside and we do what we call a stirrup, where we go directly over to the opposite side and tear it off and then rub it on. You want to do at least 2 stirrups. So again, start on the inside, go to the outside, tear it off and rub it on. If they have a larger ankle, or if you want to provide a bit more support than usual, you might want to do a 3rd or even a 4th stirrup. Make sure when you're doing your tape that the patient's ankle stays in their original start position. Sometimes people want to move their ankle around, and it's important to keep them in that same position. Now that you've done your 2 stirrups, we're going to do a figure 6. So with the figure 6, we start on the inside of the ankle, and then instead of going to the opposite side, we return back to the start to make a figure 6. We need to do at least 2 of those. And again, if you're trying to stop their ankle from rolling inwards, we want to start on the inside and then return back to the same side. We'll usually do 1 figure 6 in the opposite direction. If you need to provide extra support to their ankle, you may want to do more figure 6s than just 2 or 3. You might want to do 4 or 5, just depending on how much restriction the patient needs and how much restriction the patient wants with their ankle movement. Now that you've done your stirrups and your figure 6s, we finish off with another anchor around the top, like that. Make sure that it's not too tight and doesn't squeeze the Achilles at the back. An area where people can often get cut by the tape is in the front there, where that sharp angle occurs. So you may want to put a piece of tape over the front there, just to decrease that angle. And likewise, at the back of the Achilles is another area where people can get tape cuts. So you may want to put another one at the back of the ankle, like that.